My name is Daniel Bowman. I am a Messianic minister. I've been Christian minister, teacher, evangelist, seer. Now sit with the forming Messianic Sanhedrin. And well, I want to. This is a special video going out to my friends stateside. I'm going to do a preempt to what I'm going to say. The date and time in question. Grab my other phone here so I could see my calendar and what it says. This Tuesday, December 29th, it is 2:30 in the afternoon my time of this video being made. I'd like to take you back to where a very epiphany moment happened in the United States of America. The Berlin Wall had collapsed, so to speak. It was torn down. Ronald Reagan, in glee, announced the end of the communist Russia, that capitalism had triumphed over communism and would from here on in set the agenda in a new world filled with hope, prosperity. As the hippies would have said, peace, love, and brotherhood would break out. My friends, you are doomed. The head of the KGB at that time was a man who we know today as the leader of Russia. He was the head of KGB. His name is Mr. Putin. He is a chess player, as many people will know. I'm going to wander over and sit down behind this window shot on a couch while I'm talking, so excuse the movement. We have been in a chess game. A few years back, I released some videos, some of which were taken off by YouTube. None were personally done by me. They were called Endgame. Part of what they had to say, even the most astute of us scholars in prophetics could not have known or seen or understood exactly what we were seeing. This endgame chess game we've been led into. I use the word we as a Canadian. because out of the two countries, Canada has remained with 0 nuclear weapons in its arsenal. Never introduced them into arsenal. Because we refused to put nuclear warheads on our missiles, the United States, under several presidents, made the mistake that we just wouldn't do it. So I thought. So they established missile bases in Alaska and had a good portion of countermeasure and first strike submarines and boats in the Arctic waters. What became a problem for the United States is a very thin line between Canada and Russia on the Arctic front. The only way they could resolve that is to seek special permission from both Liberal and Conservative Prime Ministers, which we've had over these decades, to use Canadian waters, to be allowed in Canadian waters, thus ensuring that if they strayed from that thin line, that they're not exactly in either side of the waters. Even the small pathway of international waters that exists in the north, which is becoming smaller and smaller as years go by, as Russia tries to push its limits along with China, and Canadians scramble to establish their sovereignty and maintain their sovereignty in the Arctic. In his exuberance, Ronald Reagan thought he had won. Americans thought they had won. And in reality, anything could have been farther from the truth. So, we're at a point now as to what we go from here. We see Putin now in leadership, who has expressed a desire to reunite the former Soviet Empire and reestablish Russian sovereignty in the world. Although, realistically, truth being known, even though several Baltic states succeeded from the Soviet Union during this period of time, for them, realistically, nothing has happened. And we have seen the resurgence of Crimea rejoining the Russian Empire and succeeding out of Ukraine. Crimea in our history, even prior to Napoleon era, has been a powder keg between the East and the Western Empire. I've been very clear in Prophetics 101 when we talk about Catholicism, or Messianic say, Constantinianism, and the Roman Empire. Most ministers, teachers, fail to understand. Rome was split to two empires, the Eastern and the Western. The Eastern Empire we today call Roman Catholicism. Every person I've ever heard talk against the quote, Christian holy days versus Messianic holy days target and focus on the Eastern Empire. I've never heard anybody stand up and take note of, the Western Empire, which is Rome, and the Eastern Empire. Nobody's taken precedence with the Eastern Empire under Orthodoxy, or the Orthodox Catholic movement, and its sister, the Coptic Catholics as well. So the East versus West Empire. The Western Empire, the last reigning emperor, took the title Kaiser. When we look up what we say is Caesar, the correct pronunciation, the C is not a S sound, it is a hard sound, which is K. So Kaiser is an exact Roman word for what we call Caesar. So the Kaiser Wilhelm also became protector and lord over the Holy Roman Empire, defined by what is West. In the East, Orthodoxy has been protected by the other word, a Slavic term, for the same title, Tsar, or Kaiser, or Caesar. It's the same word. The new self-proclaimed Tsar of Russia is Putin. Germany is on a rebuild. Has not yet, but is a rising star very quickly in North American Treaty Organization, as well as the European Economic Community. They've rebuilt themselves to such a level that they have regained a lot of the status. Unlike in the past, where they've converted this status into militarism, both under the Bismarcks and later years under Hitler. They seek a more, let's get everybody involved in this, and therefore has been meddling with the Greek economy, French economy, British economy, and several other currencies, while being strongly in the mark of keeping the European currency, commonly known as the euro, as the solid, solidifying currency that is of equal value on fuel, food, and other produce, is priced out now under the euro dollar, with your conversion being secondary. So a price of bread could be $2 euro. Instead of having your currency, vis-a-vis for Germany, it's the Deutschmark or Deutschmark, being the primary price the Deutschmark takes a secondary position underneath the $2 European, so that if you don't have euro dollar, you can convert to your local currency, so therefore you are able to buy and sell. It is clearly within Brussels edict to eventually eradicate all opposing currencies and simply have the one currency. Until they're able to do this, the one world government has got a shackle on its foot, so to speak, when it comes to United Europe. They're trying to do the same thing here in North America, have laid the roots as they did in Europe by mandating that our countries, Canada, United States, and Mexico, formulate the Amero, which they want to introduce here as a common currency, both in Mexico, United States, and Canada, and make us a firm trading bloc, keeping South America independent for now, which has a lot of independent fractions that need to come together. Mexico's had a solid government, as has the United States and Canada for several hundred years now. So they feel safer going ahead here, where we're united, using our unity to divide us. The devaluation of the Canadian currency has made the world economic system now take a look and point to euro dollar, which struggled at the beginning, seems to be gaining more and more strength in the European economic community, with Scotland threatening to secede from England, thereby succeeding also out of Europe economic community. Thought they could waylay things by applying for an independent seat in the European economic community. Were frankly and bluntly told by the European economic community, in no shape, size, or form would an independent Scotland ever be recognized in the European economic community. Therefore triggering a massive economic blow to Scotland, causing the independence movement to implode and lose its election to succeed, much like the PLQ here in Canada a few decades back. The Scottish Liberation Unit imploded and were not able to pass the independence banner, as a very severe majority of Scots said no. We've been through enough wars and bloodshed, so we're generations. We will not bow to the lairds. We should leave things just as they are. It's economically 101. We cannot survive. Stay tuned as I bring you part 2.